So gaining emotional mastery is key to becoming more God soul frequency than human. It's our human emotions that keeps us very human. If you want to 100x is quantum leaping like a God. You have to be more God. You have to be more source energy than human. And it's by overcoming our human emotions and learning from them and working through them, no bypassing them, no suppressing them, working through them and making these emotions be the way you overcome your challenges. And we're back to another episode of 100x Journey. Today I have a special one because I am going through a challenge, and I feel that it's a very important part of this journey to also show you how I encounter the challenges and how I overcome them, because life, it's about challenges and overcoming those challenges, because it's by us overcoming the challenge that we grow. So if your desired reality is having no challenges, then think again, because it's in the challenge where you grow. And another thing that I also want to share, I do not like the word problems. I don't believe that we have problems, because problems has such a negative meaning. I have a problem. Instead, using challenge, because a challenge is something that you're being challenged. Once you overcome that challenge, the challenge is gone. So again, I'm going through a situation, a challenge, and I felt that it was going to be of service to you and to everyone watching, sharing about the challenge and sharing how I am overcoming it. Because if you are having a challenge, this can inspire you to overcome that challenge too. And another thing that I also wanted to add is 100x is not a life with no challenges. If you desire to have a life with no challenges, then again, 100x is not for you, because it's in the challenges that you get to the 100x. This is why I'm sharing the journey, because in reality, it's about embodying more and more and more 100x. There's no destination. It's not that I'm going to get at a point. It's like, okay, I am 100x. This is done. The journey is over. No, this is embodying 100x. And the more that I embody it, the more that I'm going to go through challenges, because these challenges are things that are showing up in my experience to grow. So if you feel that a challenge is something bad or wrong that is happening to you, just shift this perspective. Start to see a challenge as an opportunity to grow. In fact, I've always called this growing pains. When you have a challenge, it's like you are going through pain, but it's a growing pain. So embrace the pain, because it's after you go through the pain that you're going to expand. And when you expand, means that you're going to receive more frequency. And remember, 100x frequency is the God self frequency. And God self frequency has a lot of energy. So the more that we expand, the more God self frequency can flow through us. So we need challenges, because are the challenges that help us to expand. Do we need always challenges? Well, yes and no. Yes, because you grow by overcoming it, by overcoming them. But then when you are in this state of flow, yes, challenges are going to show up in your experience. but it's the way that you take the challenge, it's the way you approach that challenge. If you approach it from a very constricted, small, limited place, then the challenge is going to be too heavy. If you approach this challenge from a very flowy, expanded way, when you are in flow and then a challenge shows up, then the way that you're going to overcome that challenge is going to be very flowy and effortless. Maybe when you're constricted, that challenge takes days to overcome. And when you are in flow, it just takes minutes. That's the difference. Having said all that, let me share my challenge. First, want to bring my little quantum magic drawing. Let's put it like this. So, a few days ago, I showed you this. I showed you this graphic. I did this, and I wanted to share briefly again what this is. So, this is us having life, and the way that we are having life as a human is step by step. We go to school, we go to university, then we get married, then we have kids, then job situation, then all of the things, right? Step, 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 step. The same thing is when you progress in your financials. You start to receive 10,000, you start then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, and we all do life in a very linear way, and then time pass by. Now this is like the timeline. So this is human. Quantum doesn't have time or space. Quantum, it's all over the place. It's not linear. But we were trained, conditioned to live in a very linear way. So we start to take action, tack, 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 and we get progress. But then what happens here? A challenge, a problem shows up in your experience. And this has a lot to do with your human emotions. Our challenges are related to our human emotions. We go through a lot of emotions, and then what happens? We lose our power because our emotions are making us lose our power. And then we start all over again. And then we start making life in a very linear way. The way that the quantum compound effect starts is it starts very linear, very human. But then when you start to overcome the challenges and what usually make you lose your power, you just overcome it. What I was sharing, you overcome the challenge, you keep on going. But then what happens? Another challenge is going to happen, and you overcome it. And then another time, you overcome it. And there's going to be a point where you overcame so many challenges and you didn't lose your power, because our power, which is what is power? Power is energy. How much energy we can hold, it's with this. Think about it like being a lot of energy that starts building momentum, 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 momentum. And then the quantum compound effect starts to get activated, and then you start to receive miracles, money, love, relationships, friendships, opportunities, trips, all of the things. This is how the quantum field operates. Again, it's not based on a timeline. I came up with this method, let's call it, last year when I was going through something. And then in these moments where I usually lose my power, I just overcame it. And then I kept going and I overcame it again. And I kept going. And then what happened? I received $50,000 out of the blue. So I feel that right now I am in one of the challenges. What happened after the 50K? Something showed up in my experience, and then I am starting all over again. And again, this is how we do life. We don't even realize, because this is how we are doing life all of the time. If you want to get to the compound quantum effect, you have to overcome all of your challenges. So right now I feel that I'm here, and I was brought into my experience a challenge. Something that I want to mention about the challenges is that usually this is always the same. This is a pattern, right? It's the same pattern again and again and again until you don't resolve this pattern. Is going to be brought into, you are going to bring it into your experience again and again and again until you just like overcome it. And then this is not going to be anymore in your experience because your beliefs around this thing, this pattern that it's coming, is what is making you lose your power. So now that I'm sharing this, I want to share my challenge and how I lost my power a little bit, I would say, because now I'm so in tune with this method that I know exactly all of the steps that I'm going. And when I am in a challenge, I try, and I will say I try because I do lose my power, but I get back up super fast. That's the thing. The thing is not losing the power, because there is a beautiful awareness when you lose your power. If you lose your power and you start again, but you don't reflect on what made you lose your power, then yes, you're going to be a victim of your circumstances. But when when there is a circumstance that it gets presented again and again and again, when you start to put your awareness, what is so let me so what is our awareness? Our awareness, it's our manifestation power. What is awareness? It's attention. It's laser focus attention. That is what awareness is. Let's do a test. Get your hand out and touch your nose. What are you doing right there? You're putting your awareness in touching your nose. That is just an example. But when you are going through a challenge, you're putting all of your energy, your manifestation power into the challenge. That's why you're bringing it. Think about it. If you are going through a challenge, aren't you thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it? Most likely, yes. If not, yes, a big fuck yes. You are putting your manifestation in that challenge and you are bringing it again and again. What is the solution? Remove the attention. Remove the attention. And this is the work. The work is to be conscious of your thoughts. So when you feel a little bit constricted, your body is telling you, again, alarming you, ding dong, something is going on. Because you feel the constriction, your body is going to feel a little bit heavier. When you are in expansion, you don't feel the heaviness. Think about when the last time when you were super happy, super joyful, how light did you feel? So when you feel heavy, again, that is an awareness. That is a sign that something is going on. If you keep on sinking, if you keep on sinking into the problem, into the challenge, and you cannot get out, then you're creating more of it. So the solution here is to remove yourself from the challenge and understand that something is going on. Once you remove yourself from the challenge, you have to say, okay, I'm not feeling good for this reason. In my case, it was a situation with my partner that it kept on repeating and repeating. And my patterns, the ones that, let me show it again. My patterns are always the same. Always the same. Men and money. Men and money is what makes me lose my power. So I am super aware of my patterns. So situation shows up related to my partner, related to my relationship, I lose it. And then I start to feel not as flowy as I usually am. And then I get away, I get out of the situation and I start to put like awareness, but from an outside perspective. Instead of like sinking into my challenge, I just remove myself from the challenge. And it's like, okay, what's going on? And then that situation is showing me where my beliefs are. My beliefs are that he should know this. He should support me in this. He should have told me this. He should, That should, it's a belief. So the way that I am managing this is, okay, if I'm thinking that he should be doing this, is because I am, first of all, not being God frequency, because God frequency does not judge. I am judging him because he's not doing what I expect him to do, and that is me putting judgment on someone. And that judgment, it's not love. And anything that it's not love, that it's not God's self frequency, it's an illusion. So the first thing is removing, is like, okay, why am I expecting him to be this way? Why am I expecting him to show up this way? It's because there is a belief inside me that is telling me that men should do da 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 da. And then is that belief true? Is the belief that men should be doing this for me, or can I do this for myself? And that's where I got it. It's like, no, I can do it for myself. He doesn't need to do it. If he does it, it's beautiful and perfect and amazing. But if he doesn't do it, hey, I can do this for myself too. I don't need him to do anything. And so beliefs, this is the proof that beliefs create thoughts, and the thoughts are creating the way that I feel, my emotions. So the understanding, first of all, of the constriction, heaviness, I don't feel that well, I don't feel that good. That is an alarm. Ding dong, something is going off. Then you remove yourself from that situation and you start to put light, awareness, our beautiful manifestation power. And we start doing the work. This is what really inner work is. Removing yourself and starting to see from outside perspective and not becoming one with it. So you remove yourself from it and you start to see why that is happening. You start to see the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is because there's a belief. There's something that we believe to be true. And nothing, it's the way that we, and this is the other thing, nothing is just one way or another. Everything is neutral. It's where we put the meaning. If I put the meaning of being something negative, it's because I do have a limiting belief around that. So this is how I am navigating my connection to the quantum field. When I feel disconnected to the quantum field, I start to react, but not react in the usual way where people react, ouch, like, and they start, no. I react because this for me is like, okay, something is happening. This is an opportunity for growth. Instead of reacting, all of the things with my partner, it's like, okay, opportunity to growth. Let's work on it. And I remove myself from the situation and I start working on it. And I start going to the root of the problem, which is my belief. And then I put light, I put God's soul frequency, I put awareness into the situation. And I remember that the only thing that ever exists is light. Dark does not exist. When you put so much light into something, everything else has to dissolve. Everything else is an illusion. The only thing that exists is God's soul frequency. Anything else is just an illusion. It's this feeling of lack and separation. So what I was going through is something, it was an illusion. It was because I put the meaning that it was not right. It was not even right or wrong. It was just my belief that it was wrong. So when I remove myself from the situation, it just creates so much space and so much awareness. And when you create space, again, that space is when you start to open yourself And then more energy can flow, and with that energy, in that state, with more energy, instead of being constricted and closed and small, you open yourself. When you remove yourself from the situation, you open yourself, and you just allow more energy to flow. And with that energy flowing, you become more, because you become more energy. And when you become more energy, you are removing yourself from the same frequency of that situation, of that challenge. And the answer, a book, a video, even me, this video can be a manifestation, that manifestation that you were needing, that you were requiring. Not needing, you never need anything. That you are requiring to overcome the challenge. This is how you gain emotional mastery. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing, which is what most people think that emotional mastery is. You master your emotions and you just like put them under the rug. And when you open the rug, it's like a lot of emotions come out. Emotional mastery is when you feel that you are feeling emotionally constricted, emotionally closed. You have to remove yourself from that situation, give it an outside perspective, and give it space to. Because when you are constricted, again, energy cannot flow in. But when you leave space, and again, how can you leave space? By not thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. So when something is showing up, and those thoughts, let me tell you, because I have been going through this the last few days, they're so addictive. Thinking about that becomes so addictive. It's like, oh, but I like to think about it. No, stop. You just have to use your willpower to start thinking about something else. So every time that I think about the situation, it's like a trigger. No, I think about 100x situation, 100x situation, 100x situation, 100x. And this is how I am gaining emotional mastery. And this is how I have been gaining emotional mastery again and again and again. Instead of bypassing it or instead of suppressing it, I go to the root of it. And how do I find the root? The root is always our beliefs. It's our beliefs what is shaping our reality. And when you go to that belief, again, you can change a belief. If you decide from now onwards that you are the richest person in the world and you truly believe it, like, oh my God, yes, I'm so wealthy, and you start like acting as if, and you really believe it, your experience is going to show that belief. Our beliefs are shaping our reality. And I know that was very easy. If it was that easy, there would be like billionaires all over the place. Because again, it's our emotions what is getting us trapped. So it's about gaining emotional mastery. The more emotional mastery you gain, the faster you can overcome the challenges. And remember how I started. It's not that you want a life with no challenges, because it's in the challenges where you grow. So welcome the challenges and start using those challenges as a tool for growth, for becoming less human, because those emotions are very human. And I know I have been going through them. So I know how it feels. But again, that is my human self, which is 0.00000000001%. And again, 99.9999999 energy. So I'm believing that I'm much more human because those humans' emotions are making me feel so human. But then I remember, I remember who the fuck I am, and it's that I am God walking on earth, and so are you, but not the God from religion, the God frequency. That frequency, which is the highest frequency of all. There's nothing higher than that frequency. When you are one with the power, everything else dissolves like that. So it's the remembrance, the remembrance of who we really are, which is inside ourselves. So gaining emotional mastery is key to becoming more God soul frequency than human. It's our human emotions that keeps us very human. If you want to 100x is quantum leaping like a God. You have to be more God. You have to be more source energy than human. And it's by overcoming our human emotions and learning from them and working through them, no bypassing them, no suppressing them, working through them and making these emotions be the way you overcome your challenges. So that's how it is. And I'm so excited that I'm sharing this live as I go, because this is not going to be the first challenge that I'm going to overcome in this 100x journey. You're going to see me overcoming challenge after challenge after challenge. And I promise that I'm going to bring every single challenge to the journey so I can help you overcome your challenges too, because it's by me sharing how I'm doing it that I can inspire you to do the same. Remember, this journey is not about me 100xing. This journey is about 100xing all of us at the same time. So I really, oh my God, it's my intention that this video has served you if you're going through a challenge, because, most likely you are. Life is nothing but a freaking challenge, right? But the more you get stuck in the challenge, the more challenges are going to show up in your experience. So embrace the challenges, start to see them as beautiful gifts, tools to overcome them and become more and more energy. And then start watching your life transform, just like you're going to start watching my life transform in this journey. So before going, I also want to share that in the last few days that I have been a little bit losing my power, I have not been connecting, which again, there is a beautiful connection there. I have not been connecting as much to the quantum field. I have not been doing as much my somatic practices. I have not been doing my activation practices. Is when, and this is the thing, and I need my own medicine. It's on these moments where we have to connect the most, because when things are going well and beautiful, la 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 la, activating and connecting to the quantum field, it's so easy. It's when you don't feel like connected, when you have to connect the most, just like the gym. Those days when you're like, no, fuck, I don't want to go, I don't want to work out, I don't want to do this, I don't want to, all of the things. Like right now, I have to do the same thing. I was like, oh, guess what? After this video, I'm going to move my ass and I'm going to go and work out. Because it's in the moments when you need the most that you have to be like, no, I am 100xing, and this is not going to put me down for more days than I already allowed it to put me down, lose my power. So now is when these challenges are in your experience, is when you have to do more of the work. Because again, when everything is good, there's not much to work. It's when the challenges show up. So embrace the challenges, And if you desire to join 100x quantum gym, which I should have gone to the quantum gym these last few days. If you desire to connect to the quantum field every single day so you can get that connection, so you can become one with the power, one with your true nature, who you really are. If you desire to connect along us, the 100x journeys members, then look for the link and join us, because that gym, I know it's recently starting, so whoever joins now is going to be the founding members. But mind my words, that gym is going to be in the news at some point. Yes, I'm going to make this energetic gym one of the most known gyms in the freaking planet. Again, mind my words, because you know that I have powers. Yes, and so do you. We are God walking on earth. I'll see you very soon. I'm so excited that I took my own medicine. This video is just as medicine for you, also for myself, which is beautiful. We have to take our own medicine. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to take my own medicine. I love you, love you, love you, love you. I will see you very soon. Bye.